I don't have no notes. I'm in this bitch naked. No notes. I didn't write any notes. I have too much to say. I'm gonna try to remember as much as I can as far as the details of the episode. But yeah, let's get into it. Tell her.
Told her good luck with your bullshit. I told her good luck with your bullshit. Boy, I'm anointed by Jesus. Swear I should be in the pulpit. Told her good luck with your bullshit. I told her good luck with your bullshit. I'm only attracted to keepers.
Alright, since I'm finna Lil Wayne this review, let's go ahead and just do Islander by Islander. I'm not gonna try to remember shit chronologically. Quick note, if you hear screaming or yelling, it's just my 17-year-old son in the next room playing video game. Let's get the boring people out the way first. Yeah, so the British dude and that blonde chick are still there. They still there. Mr. MAGA wants us to believe that he is really falling for Shelly. Now, he could be. It is well documented that those who have certain views can still appreciate the beauty of a black woman. They ain't that stupid. That's the only reason racism still exists. If it kept you from getting pussy, we would have been able to eliminate it from the human experience centuries ago. So he might actually be falling for Shelly. Like that might be a real thing. Now, I know the thing about it, though, if Amaya was with it, he would be with it. So it's not really a safe space for Shelly. It's not something that we really want Shelly to invest in, because not only because of his political views that we're aware of and she's not, but just because of what we've seen from him in the villa, the way he acted when little Blondie showed up. It's not a safe space for Shelly. Sierra didn't have much for us this episode. She kissed Shelly in that challenge or that game, whatever you want to call it, but I feel like that was probably producer encouraged. At some point, I may talk about my theory behind Love Island's tendency to give this lesbian tease. Love Island USA has done this since season 1. Now, Nick's ass, on the other hand, Nick is one of Ace's minions. Ace basically has 2 minions in the villa. He's got Tyler and he's got Nick. What I didn't know is that Jeremiah perceived Nick as his best friend in the villa. All that tells me is that Jeremiah doesn't have any friends in the villa. And don't get me wrong, they probably think he's cool, but he's been in the most secure relationship since the show started, so there's a good amount of jealousy there. You know, everybody's trying to win this shit. Y'all were giving Jeremiah such a hard time for playing the game, and I think this episode proves more than any other we've seen so far, he's not who y'all think he is. Yeah, he wants to win. Yeah, he does. But if he was the scammer y'all say he is, we wouldn't see him struggling the way he was this episode. Anyway, back to Nick. So what did Nick do? Nick followed his boss's orders, said some shit to Jeremiah about Huda, and because it came from Nick, it got in his head. Taylor, nigga, so disappointed in Taylor. I thought Taylor was gonna be his own man. Come in, you know, you talking about you're a rodeo cowboy from Oklahoma, march to a beat of a different drum type nigga. I thought Taylor would come in and be a character. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought he would be like a standout personality in the group. He's in there acting like a fucking minion. I really don't get follower ass niggas. Anyway, regarding his relationship with Landria, he's just not into it. He was talking about how he kissed her, and in the context of the conversation, the way he was saying that they kissed, it was like, yeah, we kissed. It's like, and I still don't like her type shit is what I was feeling from that. You know, we didn't see any more scenes of them being affectionate in this episode, so we did see Landria showing Shelly the picture from the photo booth, but I think that was an experiment. I think he was trying to see if he could break that barrier and feel something, and I don't think he felt anything. So you know, it is what it is on that, man. I don't really care about his little beef, if you want to call it that, with Amaya as a result of that little game they played. I don't take, the thing, and we'll get into it, but that game, like, with all these games, it's the same thing. If there's a possibility of you kissing somebody, you're supposed to pick your partner. Period. Typically what people do in these challenges is they use them for opportunities to kiss people they want to kiss. I was talking in the comments a couple episodes ago, and I theorized that he would be moving differently if he was with Shelly. I think he picked Shelly because he wants to kiss Shelly. We saw Landria in the role of the supportive friend in most of this episode. She had a conversation with Jeremiah about him being a potential stepfather, and I think she opened his eyes to a couple of things that he should be considering. She also tried to comfort Mr. MAGA after encouraging Ace to go pull Shelly for a chat away from Mr. MAGA, which I thought was hilarious. Amaya, Shelly, and Ace. So Amaya doesn't listen. That's her problem. She didn't listen to Jeremiah when he said he was good with Huda. She didn't listen to Ace when he said he wanted to be friends. I also noticed that the ditzy act is gone. Now she's just a crazy Latina. There's a reason Jeremiah said that's a hell no for me after talking to her. And I don't believe Ace was ever truly interested either. The thing I'm trying to figure out is, did Amaya just get caught up in Ace's game? Or did she get caught up in Ace and Shelly's game? I talked about how unbothered Shelly seems to be with everything happening around her. There could be reason for that. If Shelly and Ace have known all along that they'll end up together and just been kind of using whoever they could, Ace was keeping his options open. Shelly was keeping Mr. Maga in her back pocket. I know he at least wanted to create this dynamic storyline where he's in multiple couples and they somehow find their way to each other. But I legit wonder if Shelly was just going with this all along. It influences my interpretation of Shelly's actions in this episode. You know, she always comes off as relatively innocent, but we know she's not. She was one of the only girls with a history of cheating, and everyone there seems to know she's a freak. Shelly might have us all fooled, but Ace ain't fooling shit. Now give him props for that kiss he laid on her in that game. That was a nice move, but we already know he got moves. When he was talking to Shelly and said this,
I feel like you're always like cool and stuff, and chilling and trying to be mysterious, but I feel like
I ain't trying to be mysterious. I just be chilling.
Threw my hands up. That's a go-to phrase for all diabolical niggas. Now I'm retired, but every nigga who be chilling be doing a lot. That's why we be chilling. We do a lot. You gotta chill when you're doing a lot. I'm retired though. I'm retired. Huda and Jeremiah. You know, Huda's been the problem. I've been said she should have told him about her daughter from day one. The insecurity is a lot. The embellishment is a lot. Last episode, she told the girls that he said he could see himself moving in with her. It's not how that conversation went. And it's become clear to me over time that the reason some people may have been saying that he was love bombing her could have resulted from how she was presenting their relationship to others. We saw the conversation at the water park where they talked about the possibilities of what could be on the outside. For her to take that, go back to the girls and say he said he could see himself moving in with me as if he just said that shit out the blue. We don't know how she's been misrepresenting this relationship, but we know she misrepresented herself by not telling him she had a child from the beginning. So it's not above her to omit or embellish. As for Jeremiah, he's been consistently honest. He's always told her she was the one he's into, which he is. And he's also said that if somebody else came in that he was into, he would let her know. So far, that just hasn't happened. That doesn't mean he's fake or that he just wants to win the money. It means that she's the one he likes the most. I really don't understand how people can't accept the fact that this is just the one he likes the most out of the current options and live with that. No, he has to be some diabolical mastermind who's just trying to get to the money. However, if that was the case, he wouldn't care what his fake best friend Nick had to say. Matter of fact, he'd pull him to the side and say, man, you know, stop talking negatively about my little shit, my little situation, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is on camera. Chill, nigga. Well, he was over here really going through it. But the main thing is a kid thing. He knows he's not really trying to do that. So all these little things are just making it easier for him to let go. Mr. Maga was right. They got in his head. And they were obvious with it too, because somehow the narrative changed from her being more invested to now she's playing him. It's almost like Ace said, okay, my approach isn't working, so I need y'all to go talk to him and just say it's her. Remember, Ace was saying he didn't believe him. Ace was telling him, like, nah, you gonna want somebody else. You're gonna get bored. Like, you don't feel like this. You can't be this into her, blah, blah, blah. Now we got Nick saying she's not trustworthy. And this is why I've been defending Jeremiah, man. I really feel like he's sincere. He's just not the sharpest. I'm not saying he's stupid. He's just some shit that he should pick up on, he don't be picking up on. The intentions and motivations of the people around him, the fact that the other guys were clearly jealous of his position on the show, and then probably most frustrating to me tonight, he wasn't even upset at Huda for the right reasons. Fuck what the other niggas talking about. Why did she pick Ace? People pick who they want to kiss in these challenges. Point blank period. The question was, who's waiting for somebody else to come in? Her and Jeremiah had literally just had this conversation. So if everybody was like, ooh, if she picked him, she could just play it off as, we just talked about that. Said he wasn't closed off, so blah, blah, blah. Could have played that off. Or she could have straight up said she didn't want the possibility of having to kiss anyone but him. Whatever the case, given the history, what's been going on in all these previous episodes, there's absolutely no reason for her to pick Ace in that situation. I mean, it happened to land on Pie, but what if it landed on Kiss? Would she have given him a peck on the lips like Jeremy did on Landria? I know Ace wouldn't have been going for no peck. That's what Jeremiah should be side-eyeing her about. And then she lied about it. She gave everybody else some bullshit reason for why she picked Ace in that moment. But then she told Ace it's because she'd rather kiss him than the other person she was considering. I'm sorry, she could have picked Jeremiah. That could have been played off too easily. Everybody knows in these games, if you got to kiss somebody, you're supposed to kiss your person. The fact that Jeremiah isn't clocking or questioning her about that is disappointing to me. Because if he had picked anybody else for high maintenance, she would have flipped. The whole game would have been over. She would have turned over the bleacher. She would have broke that damn plastic or cardboard coin over her knee. It would have been fireworks up in there, bro. I don't think Jeremiah's seeing it though, man. But I do think between Ace and his minions and all the whispers that have been going around the villa, they may have done enough damage to ruin this. But after her lies, manipulation, and this weird thing with Ace, Jeremiah's better off without her. Come on, Love Island, send in some fine foreign shit for my nigga. If you can watch all of this and still see Jeremiah as a villain, then you just got some hate in your heart that only God can deal with. This villa is full of villains, and none of them are Jeremiah. Ace is a villain for obvious reasons. Huda is a villain for obvious reasons. Taylor is a villain, because when he was talking to fellow villain Nick about kissing Olandria, it seemed like they were just scheming to make sure he's safe. It was nothing about his feelings for her growing. It was just about making her feel secure enough to pick him at the next fire pit. They can do the math. A boy is going home next. Everybody's playing the game. Shelly might be a villain if she's in on this whole thing with Ace. Amaya is just fucking crazy. There are plenty of people on this cast I have issues with. Tomorrow night, I rest. See y'all Thursday. Thanks for watching. Catch you next one. Appreciate y'all.
I came empty-handed, but I'm leaving with 3. Plus I made about a G, cause I made them tip me.